Next matchup, OKC taking on Sacramento, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Now, OKC, I have them at -1.5, but I literally looked at my online sportsbook before I went on live here, and I've seen markets already at 3.5, so I think OKC heavy money coming on them, but I'm going to read what I have here. So anyway, OKC -1.5, total at 215 and a hook. This one did open as a pick'em contest, so that just shows you even more how much money is coming in on OKC, unless it's one of those false line moves, which of course all the markets in the world are doing the false line moves. But anyway, once again, OKC, this one opened as a pick'em contest. We saw a 1.5 point move toward the Thunder. We also saw movement upward on the total. So once again, OKC open as a pick'em contest, up to -1.5. Total open 213.5, up to 215 and a hook. Holmes is still out for the Kings. Bagley is questionable. Sacramento dropped 6 out of their last 8. And realistically, it should have been 7 out of their last 8. That miracle win in their last game where they were down 17 with under 3 minutes to go, and they missed a field goal on purpose. Fox missed a field goal on purpose. Violated the lane violation, got his own rebound, sent it to overtime. So that was just a big schmoz, that game. But anyway, once again, Sacramento 2-6 straight up in their last 8, 2-6 against the spread in those 8 games. They failed to cover against the likes of Detroit and Orlando. The Kings rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. They are currently in 4th place in the Pacific Division at just 17-29 overall for the year. They're currently in the 13th seed in the West, 5.5 games back of the 8th seed. They rank in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in home scoring. They're averaging 107 points per contest on their home court. And out of their 21 home games, they've only been victorious in just 8 of them. They've also gone just 7-14 against the spread in those 21 home games as well. Now, OKC on the other side, a little bit of a different story. Winners of 5 out of their last 6. They've also gone 5-1 against the spread in those 6 games. Nader and Ferguson, they've been banged up for the past week or so. They've been upgraded to questionable. And Chris Paul, he's been upgraded to probable. So pretty good chance we'll see one or all 3 of those gentlemen in tonight's matchup. Now, OKC is just unbelievable against the spread when traveling. They're 18-5 against the spread on the road this year. They rank in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. Danilo Gallinari, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds. And Dennis Schroeder, 19 points a game, 4 boards and 4 assists. OKC also ranks in the top 3 in points allowed on the road, top 10 in defensive field goal percentage on the road. They were letting their opponents score just 105 points per contest away from home. Now, total-wise, OKC 70% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, 7 out of Sacramento's last 8 got over the number as well. I'm going to lean toward the Thunder in this spot here. If you like OKC, get on it now because that number continues to climb. I'm going to lean OKC -1.5 and the over 215 and a hook in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Rockets taking on the Blazers, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Portland, well, they're not favored anymore. This is a pick'em contest with a total at 235.5. But Portland did open as the 1-point favorite at home here. We also saw movement upward on the total. Once again, the Blazers open -1 down to a pick'em contest. Total open 235 up to 235 and a hook. Portland, bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in points allowed. They're giving up 115 points per contest. They're also terrible covering the point spread at the Moda Center. They've only covered just 7 out of 22 home games this year. They rank in the bottom 10 in defending the 3-ball, dead last in defensive rebounding. They've also failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 9. They failed to cover against the likes of Golden State, Charlotte, and Minnesota during that stretch. Now, Portland is currently in 4th place in the Northwest Division, 12.5 games back of Utah. And their overall record for the year at the moment, 7 games under 500 at just 20-27 straight up overall for the year. Now, Houston on the other side, winners of 3 out of their last 4. They beat Utah and Denver during that stretch. They rank in the top 3 in the NBA in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding, Now, keep in mind, James Harden and Clint Capella, they are listed as questionable for tonight's action. But Russell Westbrook, he's still averaging 26 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Eric Gordon, 16 points a game for him. And Daniel House, 10 points a game, 4 rebounds for the Rockets. Houston ranks in the top 10 in defending the 3-ball, first in road scoring. They're scoring 118 points per contest away from home this year. They're also in first place in the Southwest Division at 29 and 17 straight up on the year. Now, 3 out of Houston's last 3 games did get over the number. Meanwhile, Portland 5-0 to the over in their last 5 themselves. Portland's also 14-8 to the over at the Moda Center. I'm going to lean Houston winning this one outright in the Pick'em contest and the over 235.5 in that game. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/rockpage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. Shout out to Vernon Williard, Guardian Angel 138, Marley Kenny, Lionel Kicks, Dennis Hurley, Jackson Ross. Shout out to Thomas Holthouse and Francisco Paulino from my Patreon website. Shout out to Young Flo, DeAndre Gaither, PMC05, Thomas Zumpetta, Bertrand Tech Montreal, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Karen Zaransky. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Wednesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/rockpage.